Come here, I got something for you. It's some moto news. Welcome back to Long Way Home, everyone. Happy Sunday to you all. Today's episode will be a multi-part one because no one's doing anything worthy of a full episode. And to perfectly exemplify this, BMW is going to help us with our first story. Since its launch a couple of years ago, the G310 GS, the baby GS as it's so wonderfully been nicknamed, is one of these bikes which you either completely love or completely hate. There is no middle ground here. Some people have complained that it's too slow, that it vibrates too much, that it should not even bear the mighty GS name, while others, a lot less vocal, have just enjoyed riding it without making a fuss. Whatever your stance on the baby GS is, one thing is certain: we really shouldn't complain for having too much choice. Since its launch, BMW hasn't really updated the model a lot, but new spy shots have emerged showing the 2021 model year improvements, and there's really nothing to write home about. We can see both the 310 GS and the 310R, the more road-oriented small BMW, and apart from a narrower beak and updated side panels on the GS, it seems that BMW considers the bike to be just perfect. Of course, engine and exhaust modifications will need to be made since the due date for Euro 5 implementation is approaching fast, so this is likely the main idea behind this little update. If they had to tinker around with the engine and the exhaust, why not throw in some design changes as well? There you go. For the people with the small bike, here are some changes. Enjoy updates. Sticking with the idea of leaks, here is your perfect adventure bike. The Aprilia Tara. It weighs just 120 kilograms. It has amazing ground clearance, long suspension travel, and comes with spoked wheels. Oh, and you can have it. Unless you live in Asia, then you can probably have it. The Aprilia Tara 250 has been spotted production ready at the Aprilia factory in China. While until now the largest engine configuration of the tiny Italian adventure bike was a measly 150 cubic centimeters, this seems to have been bumped up to 250 cc's and will now put out an eye-watering 26.5 horsepower and 22 Newton meters of torque. How much power do you really need if you're just going to be riding around in the forest or on proper off-road tracks and it weighs that much? You could pick it up with one hand. The Tara features a split cradle frame, a long travel telescopic fork with a rear monoshock, and an 18-inch front and 17-inch rear wheels with spokes. The perfect setup for hours of fun in the dirt. If this makes it over to other parts of the world except for Asia, would you jump at the opportunity of keeping this little tiny bike in your garage as a second more fun dirt bike? Let us know in the comments below, and I'm also curious where you're from. Moving over to KTM now. No, we're not talking about leaks this time. Don't be mean. We're talking about brake failures. Rear brake failures to be exact. A new recall for the 790 Adventure and the R variant as well details that there's a risk the brake system might fail under extreme circumstances. The flaw lies in the brake line fitting connecting the rear brake caliper, which has a shorter than normal metal fitting. This can cause the hose to overheat and ultimately lead to rear brake failure. The recall will officially start on June the 1st, and you should be contacted by your dealer if your bike has a problem, but just to be sure, give them a call. We're talking about your brakes. If you're new here, welcome! This is what we do. Motorcycle news, reviews, fun little adventures on the bike, and we try and keep everything light and somewhat funny, some would say, because what's the point of being serious all the time? So if there's anything you want to know, leave us a comment below. Dave is sure to delete them all because he can't read, presses the wrong buttons. Well, that's the show for today, everyone. If you've enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up, and if you think you've learned something new, consider subscribing or becoming a patron to help us make more of these shows. Cheers, and I'll see you on the next one.